Hey gang, happy Thanksgiving. Troy W. Hudson, the voiceover with personality, and welcome to Have You Heard? The Thanksgiving edition. And it's the show where we uncover some fun, quirky, and sometimes some rather mind-blowing facts about all kinds of things. Today's a very special episode. We're diving into one of the most beloved holidays in the United States, Thanksgiving. So whether you're all about the turkey, the pumpkin pie, or just catching up with family, Thanksgiving has a fascinating history and plenty of little-known details that might just surprise you. So, in the spirit of digging in, let's dig in. All right, first things first, let's talk history. Now, we all know the story of the first Thanksgiving, right? But did you know it wasn't exactly the feast that we picture today? The famous 1621 gathering between the Pilgrims and Native Americans lasted for 3 days. And while there was food, it wasn't the turkey stuffing or cranberry sauce we enjoy now. In fact, the menu included things like venison, seafood, corn, beans, squash, and even wild fowl like ducks and geese, but not a single turkey was invited. The bird we associate with Thanksgiving didn't actually become the main dish until much, much later. I'm sure they were quite thankful for that, right? Speaking of food, here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that Thanksgiving is the biggest food consumption day of the year in the U.S.? According to estimates, Americans consume an average of 4,500 calories just during Thanksgiving dinner. That's like eating an entire day's worth of food in one meal. So the next time you're reaching out for that extra slice of pie, just remember, it's all part of the tradition. Now, let's talk about football. You might know that football is a Thanksgiving tradition. But did you know that the NFL has been part of the holiday since 1920? The Detroit Lions, in fact, have hosted a Thanksgiving Day game every year since 1934. Today is the 90th anniversary of that. They've become as much a part of the holiday as the turkey. But funny enough, the tradition of the Thanksgiving Day football game wasn't always about the pros. In fact, it began with college games and local teams. So the next time you're glued to the TV, remember, you're part of a century-old tradition. Now, here's a little-known Thanksgiving twist. Did you know that Thanksgiving didn't officially become a holiday until 1863? Yep, it was good old President Abraham Lincoln who declared it a national holiday during the Civil War in an effort to unify the country. Before then, it was celebrated at various times and in different ways depending on the state. But after Lincoln's proclamation, Thanksgiving became an official part of American tradition. And here we are today, looking forward to it every November. And here's one that might really surprise you. In 1939, President Franklin D. Roosevelt tried to move Thanksgiving up a week earlier. He was hoping to give retailers a longer shopping season before Christmas. This created a lot of confusion, with some states celebrating Thanksgiving on the old date and some on the new one. People hated the change so much that it was quickly reversed 2 years later in 1941, and Thanksgiving was officially fixed on the 4th Thursday of November, where it remains to this day. Alrighty, now here's one that's purely festive, the tradition of the Thanksgiving parade. While Macy's parade is the most famous, did you know that Thanksgiving parades date all the way back to the 1920s? The first Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, held in 1924, that's 100 years ago, was actually more of a Christmas parade. It was complete with floats, animals from the Central Park Zoo, and plenty of festive cheer. But the giant balloons that we all know and love didn't make an appearance until 1927. That's when giant characters like Felix the Cat started floating down the streets, making the parade the spectacle that it is today. So there you have it. Thanksgiving is so much more than just a big meal. From its surprising origins in the football tradition to the fun of Macy's parade, there's a whole lot of history, quirky facts, and family traditions that are packed into this holiday. So whether you're celebrating with family, friends, or just indulging in some much-needed relaxation, Thanksgiving is all about coming together, appreciating what we have, and maybe even sneaking a second slice of pie. Thanks for tuning in to Have You Heard? If you love today's Thanksgiving facts, make sure to share them with your friends or family. After all, it's always fun to bring a little extra trivia to the table. And until next time, keep asking, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep having fun with those fascinating facts. This has been Have You Heard?